Hi and welcome back to Hornsey Broadway and another video. Today I'm going to be laying the third rail in the station using Peco Individulay components and Code 60 flat bottom rail. So without further ado, we'll clear the station area and crack on with it. This is currently where the third rail ends, which used to be situated underneath the bridge. So from there, there and there I've cut back away from the baseboard edge because there was a ramp on the end of each of these third rail as it went off scene. So I'll be putting the third rail across the baseboard join and joining up to the existing pieces, and then we'll slice through that once it's all fixed in place. The first thing I'm going to do is to cut all of these third rail chairs off the sprue, ready for threading onto the rail. The third rail is installed at Hornsey Broadway so that the 501s can run from Broad Street all the way through to Watford, or they can terminate at Hornsey Broadway in the rush hour and then head back to Broad Street. It's the same system as used on the BR network on the southern region and on Merseyrail. So it's quite a fiddly little job this, and it's quite boring to watch. So when I've got all these cut out, I shall come back and then we'll start to thread them onto the rail. I've got a piece of EM gauge C&L track there, and these insulated chairs are fitted every fourth sleeper. So I shall see you in a minute when I've got all these freed off from their sprue. I'll just cut these final 5 off. I've saved some of the little round white plastic washers. Not that I've got any immediate use for them, but I don't like throwing things away. So before I chuck these in the bin, I'll just save those. You never know when you need a little plastic washer. Right, so we'll put those to one side. Now then, on the rail, what I'm going to do is just file a leading edge on the bottom of the flat bottom web, and then that will make it easier to thread these on. Now again, this is going to be a long process, putting each one of these on the rail. So when I've got enough on each length of rail, we'll come back and I'll space them out so that they're 4 sleepers apart. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they'll be roughly that sort of distance. Right, I shall crack on with that, and I'll see you in a minute. All of these threaded onto the rail, and I've spaced them out approximately where they need to be, and then we can go on to the layout, drill the holes in the sleepers and then start fitting the third rail in place. Oh, whilst I'm here, I'll show you my press twin. This is an ancient Airfix kit, and unfortunately the plastic has gone all brittle on it. That should be repairable, but yeah, it's just an unfortunate fact that a lot of these old Airfix kits, although you might see them complete in boxes, the plastic has degraded. Using the jig that I've made up, I'm drilling the sleepers every 4, drilling the hole, placing the jig, drilling the hole. Quite a boring process to watch, and it's best to do it by hand rather than use a power drill. The last thing you want to be doing is melting any plastic, so obviously the higher speed the drill, there's more chance of that happening. So I'll just carry on doing this, and then by the time I've finished drilling the holes, we should be in a position then to fit the third rail. Having drilled the holes for the first piece of third rail to be installed, I'm going to use a pair of tweezers to make any adjustments to the position of the chairs. It's all a little bit fiddly, and also the spacing is going to be somewhat interrupted due to the baseboard joints, because I want to be able to support the third rail across the joint. So then it's just a case of, I don't know if my arm's blocking the view, pushing them all in one by one until it looks reasonably straight and parallel to the running rails. It's always better to put more third rail chairs on the rail than you actually need, just in case one goes pinging off, because it's much easier to have put these on at the bench rather than try and thread them on in situ. So it doesn't matter if you've got too many on there, you can always take a few off. So I'm going to join these two pieces here with a fish plate. Now, does that look suitably parallel? That doesn't look too bad. Right, so that's the first piece in place. Now it is very fragile, so what I do is I'll go around with the super glue on a little piece of wire and drop it in place, which will then secure it to the sleepers and also to the rail. Now with my little pot of glue in a bottle top, I'm going to join these rails together. As I said previously, I had to cut these back away from the baseboard joint because they incorporated a ramp as it went off scene. So with the ramp not being required, these are Colin Waite etched brass fish plates. I've got very few of these left, and they seem like hen's teeth. You can't get hold of them at all. So I'll only be using these on the front face, and then I'll just use a little piece of brass or plastic card on the back face. So now's a good opportunity to drop some glue around the base of the chair. And also, because you only view this layout from one side, I'm going to place some super glue on the back of the rail, like so. I'm happy with the alignment of that, so I could do a fast forward, but once you've seen one being done, there's no point in seeing them all being done. There we are. So I'll carry on doing the super gluing, and then it'll be time to start on the next section. I'm now on to the next length of third rail, and dropping them down into the holes in the sleepers. I'd miscalculated on the join here, which is why I'm having to slide them all along. But we're getting there bit by bit. I'm not too fussed about the swarf on the tracks, because by the time I've added litter to represent old newspapers, Coke cans, cigarette ends, it would all look a little bit messy anyway. With these third rail chairs, the top piece that actually grips the rail is steel, so that would be rusty anyway. You would only actually see the white part, the ceramic part, underneath. But in a lot of cases, especially in stations where there's diesel units as well, everything will be oily and dirty. So I'm not too fussed about representing the white ceramic. Right, that's the second piece in, and I've just got a short 6-inch section to finish off up to the baseboard join. Here we see the last of the third rail installed on platform 2. The last 12 inches of it will be underneath the road bridge, so it won't be all that visible anyway. I've now got to do platform 1 and platform 3 to finish off the third rail, which is basically just a repeat of what I've already done. And then in the next video we can come back and do some painting and some weathering of the track. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found the video informative and interesting. That's platform 2 sorted now, and just platform 1 and platform 3, which are going to be a repeat of what you've already seen. The next stage will be painting and weathering, and then the 501s should be able to run in and out the station with their supply intact. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and I'll look forward to catching up with you in the next video. Cheers!